Let's start it.
Yes, sir.
For the record, for the camera, please state your name and section.
My name is Josiah Angela G. Dormal from 9C.
Please state your question. Let me shuffle it for you. For the record, did you start it? No. For the record, please read your question out loud.
Should we allow strong countries like the USA to act as an international police force?
Your timer starts.
I believe
Your thinking time starts. Go.
I believe that we should allow strong countries like the USA to act as an international police force. First of all, it is because since it is a strong country, it has the power to control other countries. Like, for example, if these two countries have misunderstandings about a certain area, like for example the Spratlys Island, which China claimed to own and which the Philippines claim to own, also the other Southeast countries claim to own. I think the USA should take part in resolving this issue because it is a strong country. It has influence to the other countries and other countries listen to them. Also, I also believe that they should allow them to help us and to be the international police force to make the world more at peace.
All right. First question. You seriously believe that they're going to be the international policekeeping force out of the goodness of their heart? Do you seriously believe that? Do you honestly believe that?
No.
No. Sige, why would they help us? Why would they become an international police force? Because
they need us to. They need our resources too. That's why they help us. Like,
think of it this way. When they become an international policekeeping force, the resources that they need to become an international police force is not for free. The boats that they will need, the planes that they will need, the people they will need, those are not for free. So therefore, they will also have to spend money to become an international policekeeping force. So they gain resources, but they lose resources at the same time. Why should they become an international policekeeping force?
because it would it's more of an advantage to them, because if they don't become the international police force and countries go to countries fight and have war, then resources will get destroyed, then it will be a more disadvantage to them than if they help the countries to be at peace.
Really? War is a disadvantage for them? War can also be an advantage for them. War can be a time to sell guns, ammunition, supplies, or let them borrow money at insane interest rates. Respond.
Maybe that's also right, that wars is quite an advantage to them because they can sell guns, but what about the goods that they need, the food that they need, that they can get from the other countries? If they don't help this country, for example, the USA need this certain material from this country, and they badly need it, and this country won't give this to them because of the war, then it would be quite a disadvantage to them as well.
Sige, this is the last like train of thought. We were talking about, a while ago, we were talking about the point of view of an American. What about the point of view of a weaker country? You were using the Philippines as an example, so we'll use that. What is as a weaker country, what is our assurance that when the United States steps in to intervene, they are doing this for peace and for security and not for their own selfishness? You said that they need our resources. What gives us the assurance that this is going to be for the good of everybody and we're not going to be stolen from?
that, like what happened before during World War II, the U.S. helped us from the invasion of Japan, and also it helped us to get free from the invasion of the Spaniards from us. So I think that the U.S. will be able to help us really.
My dear, you do remember, di ba, na when the US helped us from the Spaniards, it was to conquer us instead. When the US helped us against Japan, it was actually to secure their military bases in Asia. So therefore, they helped us, but at the same time, it was to help their own selfish needs. If they're going to become an international police force, how are we sure that it's not for their own selfishness? That will be the last question.
The U.S. But I think also that if they do that, there's also part of them that did that for their own selfishness because they would gain something from it. But there's also part of them that did it because they want peace. Like, not people, no one like to have what do you call this? A world that is in chaos. That would be so much for us to bear as humans, and I think the U.S. would be glad to help in making the peace that we have today still peace.
Alright, thank you very much. That'll be all. Thank you.
Flat 6 seconds, 6 minutes.
For the record, please state your name and section.
I'm Ines Roa and I am from 9C.
Please pick a question. For the camera, please read your question out loud.
Should we allow terminally ill patients to legally commit suicide?
Your timer starts.
I believe that we should not let these terminally ill patients to legally commit suicide because they deserve a chance to live. They were brought into this life to live it, and even though they are terminally ill, there is a chance that they might live. And they're already terminally ill, which makes them sadder than most of the population of the earth, which makes them needing the desire to live. And why would they commit suicide when they were brought into this life to live it in a way that God would want them to live? And to commit suicide is pretty much like the end of the world because you're gonna end your life, and would you want to end your life like that even if you're terminally ill? And being terminally ill, doesn't that make you sad? So if you're sad, you deserve a chance to live, to be happy. Yes, you deserve the chance to be happy. So they should not commit suicide.
Just so we are sure we're on the same page, define terminally ill.
Terminally ill for me, as I know, is when patients are ill and most likely they do not have a cure.
A terminally ill patient is somebody who is ill, correct, and somebody who is 100% sure to die very shortly because of their illness. Meaning, most of the things that you've actually already said about there might be a chance, they have a chance to live, actually does not apply. Alright? Going to your main point wherein they should be given a chance, but they don't have a chance.
Well, at least, like, yes, they were brought into this life and they live maybe a few days, and yes, they're terminally ill, and yes, they're gonna die in a few days as well because of their sickness, but that doesn't mean that they shouldn't live happily in those few days that they get to live.
Alright, it says there, they are allowed to legally commit suicide. legally committing suicide means that they will request the suicide and they will die by their own choice and by their own volition.
Yeah.
So what it means is they can do this of their own free will. You allow them to do this of their own free will. You're saying that they could live for a few moments and then die. What if they already are happy with dying now? Respond.
Well, then they have the wrong mindset because they should be happy of what the life they're living. Yes, they are. Yes, they are happy, but they're given even more chances of living a happy life. So why wouldn't they get that if they're already happy?
Alright, you seem to assume that the remaining time is actually happy. There are many different cases. Cancer patients, for example, you allow them to die in extreme pain, you allow them to survive for many days in extreme, unimaginable pain, or you can give them the chance to die right now. But you're not giving them the chance to die right now. Respond.
Yes, I am not giving them the chance to die right now because they don't know what they're gonna do when they die. Like the sickness that they're feeling right now might not be the end, and they might die happily of what they did. Like if they commit suicide right now at this very moment, they don't know that maybe tomorrow or the next day they might be 50% cured. Like the tumor might go down a bit, or there's no growth in tumor. So that's a happy thought.
My dear, we've already agreed upon the fact that they are surely going to die. But moving away from that, again, you seem to believe that it's more humane to keep them alive despite the pain, rather than let's just kill them now to spare him the pain. Which is more humane? Keep him alive, keep him in pain and keep him alive, or let him die and spare him the pain?
Keep him alive because that is pretty much what life is about. Life is about living.
Alright, the family members as well. If you keep the person alive, even though he wants to die, and you keep him alive, it's additional costs. Hospital bills, medicine, etc., etc.
But if they're family, then wouldn't they want to do everything for the child or the family member to keep them alive and happy?
Sige, this will be the last for this afternoon. If the person literally begs to die, what would you tell him?
In my understanding of suicide, actually, maybe our understanding of suicide is different. So in my understanding of suicide is they wouldn't just let go of their life. Like they're in the hospital bed and it's really a critical situation, and like they could just let go. My understanding of it is like maybe they're at home and they're having their medications, and maybe they just shoot themselves then and there. So that's my understanding of suicide.
Yeah, we have the same understanding.
Yeah, okay, thank you, sir. So my understanding of this is that I wouldn't want them to be killed because they deserve the chance to live.
Don't they also deserve the chance to die as well? It's also their free will. If they deserve the chance to die, then last na lang journey. They also deserve the chance to die as well.
Yes, but when they deserve the chance to die, like I said, when they're in the critical situation, they could just let go of it. And that wouldn't be suicide, because in my understanding of suicide, it would be shooting themselves or killing themselves then and there without having the critical situation they are in.
Okay, that will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Page 43. Let me just...
For the record, for the camera, please state your name and section.
I am Nia Angela D. Kiawit, and I am from 9C.
Please state a question. Alright, for the camera, please read your question.
Should we selectively censor the internet?
Your timer starts.
I believe that we should selectively censor the internet because why? It is actually destroying the minds of the youth right now. From the word selectively, I like to say like porn sites or like anything that has to do about sexual things or like maybe like we can also take out cyberbullying. Censor the internet. What kind of really censor? Like take out the whole thing? No. By selectively, I mean like by the things that are actually corrupting our minds, corrupting the people who are using the internet like almost every day. Like I like to take for example, men right now. Young men or like the youth already are like going through porn sites already. And it's like corrupting their minds, like how they see women, how they see girls already. It's like they're trying to compare it to those girls in the porn sites. And I'm like, where's the respect of the girls when it comes to the men who think about those porn stars over there? Do we still deserve respect? Or if the men don't look at us with respect already, should we also respect the men? And what? These things are all happening all because of what? All because of the internet, all because of the porn sites in the internet. That is why I believe that we should selectively censor the internet.
Alright, since you're concentrating your censorship on porn, we'll stay on porn to make the fight fair. Are you aware that people who appear on porn sites actually appear there of their own volition and actually appear there of their own free will for money's sake, maybe it's their hobby or something, but the point is they appear there of their own free will?
Yes, sir, I'm actually aware, sir, but I know, sir, that maybe they might be forced, sir, like that, but they should also know, sir, that they can also be taken out. I mean, like, they're already doing it, sir, but it's like they are doing it because of what? They have a reason, sir. And men are already like looking at them already, or like maybe also girls, but people are already looking at them, sir, and it's like, it like destroys the whole image. It destroys their reputation, something like that, sir.
But isn't it unfair? Because there are so many kinds of other jobs out there which degrade people. Janitorial services can actually serve to degrade people. Servantship serves to degrade people as well. You can even argue that a pageant can degrade people. Why? Porn. I mean, porn for some people is actually very uplifting. Porn for some people is actually very enjoyable. And if you take out porn, it removes livelihood. It removes the chance to earn money for a child's education or to put food on the table. Respond.
Actually, sir, porn for me is the only job that degrades. That degrades people. From what you said, sir, like being a janitor, being like something lower than a janitor, maybe like a garbage collector, sir. It actually doesn't depend on what the person is doing. It depends on what the people are seeing, like how they view the person. People should view people through their jobs, not because of how low their jobs is, but because of how they work in their jobs. Will it help our society? Will it like help our environment? Will it help like everyone, sir? Will it like give benefits to their family, sir, or to their loved ones, sir?
Going through your train of thought, it doesn't matter what you do, it's how people perceive you. The problem is perception is different for each and every one of us. Some people may look at a porn star and say that's a piece of meat. Some people would say that's a porn star, that is an honest worker, that is a hard-working worker, that is a good mother. Respond.
Actually, sir, from what I'm trying to say, it's like those, like from what I said, like men, I'm trying to say it's like those who are really thinking dirty things already about those girls, like who really wants to really, like, who are already like sexually, connected already with those women already, sir.
That's the problem with selective censorship. How do we place in systems wherein the computer knows your intentions? The computer will not be able to discern whether, as you said, a man is simply looking for porn for educational purposes, between a man who is looking for porn to degrade women by looking at them and really want to do something with them. A computer cannot scan for intentions. Respond.
Then that means, sir, they should take out all the porn sites already, sir. If a computer cannot do it, sir, then it's better if there are no porn sites. There are no like decisions already for the men to.
If there are no porn sites, then you remove a valuable source of trade, you remove commerce, you remove an important part of the internet. And at the same time, it is a part of present culture, in a sense, a mark of history. Prostitution is one of the oldest professions, and pornography just happens to be that profession on the internet. Respond.
Actually, sir, I'm still on my idea on taking it out, sir, because pornography is only one thing. There's a lot of things that we can do. We can like discover new things, sir, and it's like, from what you said, sir, trade and commerce. Instead of like pornography, we can like focus on other things. Focus on things that can really help a lot of people, that can really benefit a lot of people. And that is what we can do without pornography.
Alright, last question. Let's take up pornography so that we can concentrate on something else that helps a lot of people. Doesn't pornography help a lot of people? You're only talking about maybe the models who are there by their own free will, by the way, who are earning money to put food on their tables. You're also talking about putting cameramen, directors, script writers, even website developers out of this business, and that is a lot of money, that is a lot of food out of a lot of people's tables because we put them out of business. How do you respond to that? That will be the last question.
Actually, sir, they will still like fine because at the first place, for example, script writers, cameramen, website developers, how did they make it? Of course, they made it with a lot of ideas. So it's like from their own ideas, sir, like they can actually like brainstorm more ideas. Because at the first place, they made that site. That means they had like the knowledge, the wisdom, sir, like they knew what to do. Like they knew, sir, how to make money. So they can do those things in another way. Instead of using women or maybe men, using women or men in bad things in like pornography or something like that, sir.
Alright, that will be all. Thank you.